Every payday, the middle class makes the same five money mistakes. They look small. A second coffee, a little payment here, a check you don't bother reading, nothing that feels like a big deal in the moment. But they're not small. Stretch them over 20 years, and these five mistakes quietly bleed hundreds of thousands of dollars out of ordinary, hardworking people. Today, we're fixing every single one of them. And one of these five explains why so many people pulling in six figures still end up just as broke as the rest of us. Stick around for that one. Real quick before we get into it, I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. This is for education and entertainment only. Always talk to a licensed professional before you make any big moves with your money. Rule number one, you've got to build the 60-day shield. Most folks call this an emergency fund. I call it a shield because that's the actual job it does. It protects you from the single worst trap out there: high interest debt. Picture it. It's a Sunday night because the water heater always dies on a Sunday night, never on a payday. You've got a cold shower, a flooded utility closet, and a plumber who wants $600 to make it stop. If you've got no cash, that $600 goes straight onto a credit card, charging you north of 20%, sometimes closer to 30%. Now you're paying a bank interest for years just to have survived one bad Sunday. Or you've got the shield. You text the plumber, you pay cash, and you go back to bed. Same problem, completely different life. That's what this thing actually buys you, not money exactly. Sleep. So here's the move. You ruthlessly cut back until you've got 60 days of living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account, not your checking, where it'll evaporate, a separate high-yield account where it's boring and out of reach. And yeah, even if you feel dead broke right now, the margins are in there. Pack the lunch, I know, another sad turkey sandwich, kill the impulse buys, pick up a couple extra shifts. This money is not an investment to make you rich. It's an insurance policy to stop you from ever being poor. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, Steve, I can't even think about saving. I'm already buried in card debt, I hear you, and that's a different fight that comes first. I actually built a step-by-step plan for digging out of high-interest debt, one step at a time. It's the Sweat Equity Plan, and it comes with a custom debt payoff calculator where you can upload your bank statement and it'll find the money leaks and give you the path to knocking out your debt. I put the link down in the description if you want to check it out. Go knock out the debt, then come back and build the shield. Rule number two, use the cheat codes the government literally built for you. When you earn a normal paycheck, taxes are quietly your single biggest expense. Bigger than your truck, bigger than your rent. And look, the government almost never gives ordinary working people a break. This is one of the few times it actually does. There are legal loopholes built to get around a big chunk of those taxes, specifically the 401k and the Roth IRA. Think of a Roth IRA as a straight-up wealth cheat code. Every dollar you put in and everything it grows into over the years comes out completely tax-free when you retire. And if your employer offers a 401k match, that is free money, full stop. It's 100% instant return being handed to you, and skipping it is like leaving cash sitting on the break room table right next to the donuts nobody claims. And that match has a clock on it. Every year you don't grab it, that free money is gone for good. You can't go back later and claim it. Here's the picture that makes it actually click. Take two guys, same trade, same paycheck, both stash the exact same money every single month for 30 years. At the finish line, one of them hands the government a fat check on his way out the door. The other one doesn't owe them a single dime. Same work, same sacrifice, same pile of money. The only difference was which account they parked it in. That's the whole game. It's about the closest thing to a hall pass the tax code will ever hand a working man, and most people leave it sitting in the junk drawer. Now don't overthink this part. You do not need to be some stock-picking genius watching charts at midnight. You automate a piece of every check into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund inside those accounts, and you let the market do the heavy lifting while you're out doing actual work. That's it. That's the lazy way a normal income quietly turns into $500,000 plus over a career. You set it up once and you forget it exists. Rule number three, stop buying the broke uniform. You know exactly what happens the second somebody in the trades lands a raise or catches a fat stretch of overtime. They go straight out and finance a brand new $50,000 truck at 8%. I call that the $15,000 mistake, because that's roughly what the payments, the interest, and the nosedive in value quietly cost you. That new truck smell lasts about a week. The payment lasts about 7 years. And this right here is the rule I teased at the top. The reason so many people making six figures still end up broke. It's not that they don't earn enough. It's that every single raise instantly turns into a bigger truck, a bigger payment, a bigger version of the exact same broke uniform. They make more, so they spend more. and the finish line never moves. Here's what nobody tells you. We're all socially trained to try and look rich, and that exact instinct is what keeps people broke. The genuinely wealthy folks, the actual millionaires living in your own neighborhood, usually look more broke than you do. They're in the 8-year-old Camry, the plain work clothes, the same house they've had forever. Their money's not sitting in a shiny, depreciating hunk of metal in the driveway. It's out working for them. So quit trying to look successful for people you don't even like. Buy the reliable used truck. Let somebody else eat that first-year drop and invest the difference. Boring driveway, loud bank account. Rule number 4, treat your first $10,000 like a second job. Why 10 grand specifically? Because that's the number where the math of wealth finally tips over into your favor. When you've got zero saved, throwing in $100 feels pointless, I get it. But once you've got 10,000 invested and earning somewhere in that historical 8 to 10% range, that pile starts making money even while you're at work making yours. You didn't lift a finger. You didn't pick up a shift. That's the moment your money clocks in and starts working the line right next to you. And think about that for a second. For the first time in your life, somebody's putting in hours besides you, and you don't even have to buy him lunch. But let me paint you the real version of getting there, because nobody ever does. That first 10,000 does not show up in some big exciting moment. It's a slow, boring grind. It's watching the account crawl from a couple $100 to a couple grand while everybody you know is posting vacation photos. It's the Saturday side job you'd rather sleep through. It's telling yourself, not this year, at the dealership one more time. For a year, maybe 2, it feels like you're shoveling dirt into a hole you can't even see the bottom of. It is 100% powered by your own sweat and your own discipline, and there is no shortcut through it. That's exactly why it's the hardest money you will ever make. And then one random day, you check the balance and the number went up on its own. You didn't put that part in. That's the day it stops being a chore and turns into a machine. The snowball's rolling, compounding takes the wheel, and every milestone after that comes faster and easier than the one before it. And that brings us to rule number 5, build quiet wealth. Here's the part that's going to feel backwards. The people actually winning this game, they're silent about it. They're not flexing it on Instagram. They're not trying to keep up with the neighbors. They clock in, they do the work, they budget, they max out the accounts, and they quietly buy back their own freedom one boring paycheck at a time. Here's the picture. 10 years from now, 2 guys retire off the same crew, same hours, same paychecks their whole careers. One of them is still standing at the gas pump doing math in his head, wondering if he can actually afford to stop working. The other one is the guy the whole crew quietly felt a little sorry for. Old truck, packed his lunch every single day, never chased the new toys. Turns out, he's had his house paid off for years and could have walked away a long time ago. Nobody saw it coming because he never said a word about it. That's quiet wealth. It doesn't look like anything at all, right up until it looks like freedom. You've got to make peace with the fact that building real wealth on a blue-collar salary is not flashy. It's boring. It's making the disciplined call on a Friday when everybody else is making the fun one. But boring works. And I promise you 10, 15 years down the road, when you've got real security and real options and you answer to nobody, that quiet wealth is going to be the loudest flex you ever pull off. Because wealth isn't built on payday. It's built on every ordinary Tuesday when nobody's watching. If you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video.